Eala begins Indian Wells campaign versus familiar foe Yastremska. Motivated and well-rested, Eala takes her shot at glory as she battles Ukrainian Diana Yastremska in the second round of the prestigious WTA 1000 Indian Wells Open in California Saturday, March 7, Philippine time. Motivated and well-rested, Eala takes her shot at glory as she battles Ukrainian Diana Yastremska in the second round of the prestigious WTA 1000 Indian Wells Open in California Saturday, March 7, Philippine time. Making her first ever appearance at the 5th Grand Slam, which features the world's best players, the number 31 seed Eala aims to start her campaign on a high note when she faces the unseeded Yastremska, whom she previously defeated 6-1, 6-2 in the Lexus Eastbourne Open quarterfinals in Great Britain last June. Eala, 20, who is also competing in her maiden WTA 1000 event as a seeded player, became one of the high-ranking bets that received an early bye to proceed into round of 64, while the 25-year-old Yastremska carved out a 6-3, 6-2 over Chinese veteran Zhang Shuai in round of 128. A win against Yastremska could take number 32 Eala to an early challenge and a rematch against world and competition number 4 American Coco Gauff, who is facing Uzbek Kamila Rakimova. The last time Eala and Gauff had collided was in the quarters of the WTA 1000 Dubai Tennis Championships in the UAE, where the two-time Grand Slam winner cruised into a 6-0, 6-2 triumph over the Filipina lefty last month. It would be a great opportunity for the fan favorite Eala to redeem herself after a promising three-competition run in the Middle East that was highlighted by her stunning last 16 victory over fiery Italian and number 8 Jasmine Paolini. My preparations are built around myself, so I'm focusing a lot more on my game as opposed to who it's gonna be, my next opponent, and I think that's the best way to approach it, Eala said. Because at the end of the day, what I can control is what I do and how I approach things, she added. The distaff side of the tennis paradise was also joined by newly engaged and world number 1 Belarusian Aryna Sabalenka, number 3 Kazakh Elena Rybakina, number 5 American Jessica Pegula, and number 8 Russian wunderkind Mira Andreeva, who reigned supreme last edition after beating Sabalenka in the finals. The competition, which presents a hefty $9,415,725 P542, 920, 119 prize pool, runs from March 5th to 16th. After her campaign at Indian Wells, Eala is anticipated to strut her wares anew as she was listed in this year's Miami Open, also a WTA 1000 meet where the 5'9" netter turned heads after besting the likes of slam winners in Swiatek, American Madison Keys, and Latvian Jelena Ostapenko. Eala Jovic reunites. Eala is reuniting with American partner Iva Jovic in the doubles event as the two emerging stars are set for a first-round clash against hometown bet Hailey Baptiste and Ostapenko. Eala and Jovic had previously teamed up in the ASB Classic in Auckland, New Zealand early this year. The charming duo dazzled and reached the semis where they eventually bowed to Chinese bets Yifan Su and Zhao Xianyang, 5-7, 3-6. Eala begins Indian Wells campaign versus familiar foe Yastremska. A creative sports feature, within 2,000 words. Under the blazing California sun, the desert courts of the BNP Paribas Open at Indian Wells Tennis Garden once again prepare to host some of the brightest stars in women's tennis. Among them is rising Filipina sensation Alexandra Eala, who begins her campaign at the prestigious WTA 1000 tournament with a compelling clash against Ukrainian power hitter Diana Yastremska. For Eala, the moment is more than just another match on tour. It represents the continuation of a remarkable journey, one that has seen her rise from promising junior to global tennis contender. Facing a familiar opponent adds another layer of intrigue to an already electrifying matchup. The stage, tennis in the desert. Often dubbed the 5th Grand Slam, the BNP Paribas Open at Indian Wells is one of the most prestigious tournaments outside the 4 majors. Every March, the event draws the world's best players to the California desert, where hard courts and passionate crowds create an atmosphere both intense and magical. For players like Eala, competing here is both a privilege and a challenge. The tournament's 96-player draw means the competition is fierce from the very first match. All seeded players receive a bye into the second round, placing them directly into high-stakes battles against opponents who already have momentum. That is precisely the situation awaiting Eala. Eala's rising journey. At just 20 years old, Eala has become one of the most exciting young players on the WTA Tour. Born in the Philippines and trained at the renowned Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain, she has built her reputation on intelligent shot-making, relentless court coverage, and the composure of a veteran competitor. Her breakthrough season in 2025 shocked the tennis world. At the Miami Open, she stunned several top players, including Grand Slam champions, on her way to the semifinals, announcing herself as a rising force in the sport. Later that year, Eala reached her first WTA Tour final at the Eastbourne Open, further cementing her place among the sport's promising stars. By early 2026, she had climbed to around world number 32 in the WTA rankings and entered Indian Wells as a seeded player, an achievement that once seemed like a distant dream for the young Filipina. But tennis, like life, never stops presenting new challenges. The opponent, Diana Yastremska. Standing across the net from Eala is Diana Yastremska, a fierce competitor known for her aggressive baseline game and explosive ground strokes. At 25 years old, Yastremska has already experienced the highs and lows of professional tennis. She reached a career-high ranking of world number 21 in 2020 and has built a reputation as a dangerous opponent capable of defeating higher-ranked players on any given day. To earn her meeting with Eala, the Ukrainian had to battle through the opening round, defeating China's Zhang Shuai in straight sets, 6-3, 6-2. The victory gave her momentum heading into the second round, but also set up a rematch with a player who had already beaten her convincingly. A familiar rivalry. The meeting between Eala and Yastremska is not their first encounter. The two previously faced off in the quarterfinals of the 2025 Eastbourne Open, where Eala delivered a dominant performance, defeating Yastremska 6-1, 6-2. That result still lingers as they step onto the court in Indian Wells. For Eala, it serves as a reminder of what she can achieve when her game flows freely. For Yastremska, it represents unfinished business, a chance to prove that the previous loss was merely a stepping stone. Tennis rivalries often begin quietly, with a single match that sparks a competitive fire. This encounter could be the next chapter in what might become a recurring duel between two determined athletes. Momentum from the Middle East. Heading into Indian Wells, Eala has been riding a wave of strong performances. During the Middle East swing, she reached the quarterfinals of both the Dubai Tennis Championships and the Abu Dhabi Open, showcasing the consistency that has propelled her up the rankings. In Dubai, she battled all the way to the last 8 before falling to American star Coco Gauff. Those performances have given Eala confidence heading into one of the biggest tournaments of the season. Still, tennis is a sport that offers no guarantees. Every match begins at